Okay, I'm gonna start. Good morning again from Toronto. I really ask you guys if you're comfortable, please turn on your cameras, then we can have an interaction session. And all we need here is to interact with each other, exchange the information and sharing the experiences to help you to get into Canadian dental schools. And I'm gonna have some information for you guys before going for question and answers. And in question and answer, you can send your question either in the chat box, or if you're comfortable and you want to talk, you can unmute yourself. I will ask admin to let you to unmute yourself and ask your question. So let's start with our webinar here. So this webinar is presented by me, and the reason that I have this webinar for you is that I got admission from University of Toronto Faculty of Dentistry and also Schulich Dentistry at Western. Both of them are prestigious dental school in Ontario, Canada, and I really hope to see you all in one of those. So if you want to know about me, I've worked for 4 years in Iran. I graduated in 2014, and I started to work immediately after that. In 2018, I came to Canada. I started to study for AFK exam. I took my AFK in 2020, February 2020. I passed it with a score of 91. Then I passed the ACJ exam in November 2020, and I applied for Schulich Dentistry at Western and University of Toronto Faculty of Dentistry, and luckily I got admitted to both of them in 2021. And this is the result of my AFK and ACJ. Now, what we are looking for in this webinar for you guys, we are looking for why we have this webinar for you. We are looking to give you the opportunity to get these 2 admissions offers, okay, from any of the Canadian dental schools. And I make you sure that the moment that you get these admission offers from any of the dental schools in Canada, these two are my admission offers, one from Schulich, one from University of Toronto. And whenever you get this in your email, I would say the whole life for you is changed after that. So all we want you is to pay attention and try to get the most from this webinar and get into one of these dental schools. Now, to start, I would like you to pay attention to 2 different pathways that we have in Canada for internationally trained dentists. When you come into Canada as internationally trained dentist, you can go through 2 different processes. The first process is about direct licensing that I'm sure that all you guys know about it. You should take AFK, ACJ, and then NDECC, which is the Skills and Situational Judgment exam. And then you are eligible to take the board exams, and then you can get your license and start to practice. Another pathway is university qualifying programs that we are focusing today on them to, get to know how we can get into university for qualifying programs, okay? And how you can change your DDS or your dental degree, BDS, DDS, or any dental degree that you have to a Canadian DDS, which works a lot. So for this, you should take the first exam of NDBA process, which is the AFK exam. And after the AFK, you should apply to the universities. And hopefully, if you get one of those admission offers, you should join the university programs. Some of them are 2 years, some of them are 2.5 years, some of them are 3 years. I have the full information here for you guys. And then after finishing that period, you can take the board exam and get the license. Okay, so you can see the result of the direct licensing and university qualifying program inside the Canada. Okay, pay attention. Inside the Canada is kind of the same, kind of approximately the same, okay? However, there are some benefits that you can get from Canadian DDS if you join these university programs. And now I will talk about them, that what are the advantages that you would have if you join to the university programs. So university pathway have some advantages and also disadvantages, of course. We will go through the who can apply, which university you should apply, how to apply, and how to maximize your chance to get into the university. First of all, who can apply to these qualifying programs? People who graduate, internationally trained dentists who graduate from a dental program of minimum 4 years, okay? For applying to dental schools in Canada, you should be permanent resident or citizen of the Canada. Unfortunately, Canadian dental school, they don't accept international dentists, okay, when they are not permanent resident or citizen of the Canada, okay? So you cannot apply with visitor visa or a student visa or work permit or these visas. You cannot apply for the Canadian dental schools, unfortunately. And then who has the dental degree and they are the permanent residents or citizen of the Canada, they should have the minimum language and academic requirement to apply for these programs. And how to apply? First thing is that, guys, the most important thing here is to just see which university is best fitted for your life, okay? That's why you should go through the websites of all the dental schools in Canada, read about their admission process, okay? Try to understand how is the program, how is life in that city, because it's at least 2 years of your life, and it's very important if you can have a good life in that city or not, okay? Then when you decide, when you target the university that you want, then apply for it and submit your application before the deadline. After that, you need to gather and send the documents that they need and wait for them to hopefully invite you for the bench exams or interview processes, okay? So here is the list of the dental schools in Canada. The very first one is University of Toronto. University of Toronto is so proud to be one of the best dental schools in the world. They are among the top 20s in the world. And that's why it's a little bit competitive, more competitive than other universities to get in. Demands are high, okay, here. So what you need for University of Toronto to get into that? It used to be AFK. Now, since 2021, it's not AFK anymore, and it's ADAT. So you need to write ADAT exam. What is ADAT? ADAT is Advanced Dental Admission Test. It's an American exam. You should apply it on the ADA website and register for it and take it, and then send the result to the University of Toronto, okay? University of Toronto doesn't have any pre-entry exam, so they don't have any bench exam or practical exam. And the reason is that they have a 6 months period in their program that they teach you everything you need for the clinic before going to the clinic in the lab. And now the good news is that now they are renovating their lab, and it's gonna be one of the best dental labs in the world, okay, in next year. So hopefully if you apply next year, you can enjoy that lab. But what is important for them? University of Toronto is the only dental school in Canada which looking to your GPA from your back home GPA, back home degree, okay? So it means that there is a minimum requirement for this university of the GPA of your dental degree. Okay, the minimum is 3 out of 4, okay? But if you want to be among those people who has the chance to get the invite for the interview, you should have at least 3.5, okay? To have the chance to get the invite. And after that, hopefully after you get the invite, you should take the interview. It's a formal interview. It's MPI. MPI is a modified style of MMI interview. And then hopefully if you get the admission offer, you should take 2.5 years in the University of Toronto Faculty of Dentistry, and then you would be graduated with DDS from University of Toronto and start your practice here in Canada. So this is about the first one, University of Toronto. How about the second one? The second one, University of Western Ontario, which is the Schulich Dentistry. Schulich Dentistry still accept the AFK. So if you take AFK for your equivalency process, you would be okay to apply for this university. And because I was part of this university myself, I know that for the fact that the AFK score for this university is not important anymore. So as long as you pass the AFK, you are eligible to participate in the admission process, and you have the same chance as people with the highest scores. Okay, why? Because they have a PLA exam. PLA exam is a practical exam for Schulich Dentistry, Western University, which is very important. Actually, the most important part of the admission process is this bench exam. What is this bench exam? It's not a very hard exam. Okay, it's only class 1, class 3, class 5, amalgam and composite restorations, and rubber dam placement. However, as these procedures are not that hard, so the competition would be higher because everyone can do it. Okay, so you need to be perfect in this exam to hopefully pass the exam, and then you will get the invite for the interview. Okay, so how many people? Normally 100 people, 100 to 120 people apply each year to Western University, and all of them take the PLA exam, and from those 40 people will pass the exam and will get the invite for the interview. Out of those 40 people, 20 people will be selected and receive the admission offer. And then they will join the second year of the dental school, which means that they have 3 years program. Okay, and then after that, you can take the board and start your practice here. University of McGill. McGill University actually was the first university who dismissed the AFK, and now they don't accept AFK anymore, and they accept ADAT, same as University of Toronto. Okay, McGill University is very competitive, and the reason is that because not only it's a very good university, but also they offer only 3 seats each year to internationally trained dentists. Okay, actually the class size in McGill University is very small. That's why they offer only 3 seats. The whole class is 35 people. So 3 seats is for internationally trained dentists, 32 seats for regular DDS who are Canadian and who are applying to the this dental school, McGill University. After the applying, they will call you for the interview. Okay, so out of all the people, which is around 100 and something people applying for McGill, they only invite 14 people for the interview, only 14 people. And out of those 14 people, they will accept 3 people. Okay, so it's so competitive, and the interview process for McGill University is super hard. The reason is that this interview is the exact MMI interview, multiple mini interviews, which is very hard to ace. Okay, so but if you get in, hopefully again 2.5 years you have to take and then graduate with the DDS from University of McGill. University of Alberta, University of Manitoba, University of Dalhousie, and University of Saskatchewan, all 4, they still accept the AFK. Okay, but does AFK score make the important role in your admission process in these 4 universities? For University of Alberta, yes, a score of the AFK is important. For University of Manitoba, a score is not important. For Dalhousie University and Saskatchewan University, a score is important, okay? So all in all, among all of these six, University of Western Ontario and University of Manitoba, these two, they don't care about your score as long as you pass the AFK, okay? But other schools, they care about your score. So if you want to be smart enough to increase your chance, to improve your chance, to get into one of these dental schools, it's a good idea to study hard for the AFK or ADAT exam and get the highest mark you can, okay, and boost your chance and to get into one of these. University of Alberta, after the AFK, you need to take a pre-entry exam. It used to be in person and a practical exam. For the past 2-3 years, because of COVID, they changed it to the online exam, which is same as the ACJ exam, okay? But we don't know for the next year. They didn't say yet that for next year, they will continue with the online ACJ exam as pre-entry exam, or they will go back to the practical things, okay? Anyways, they have, other than pre-entry exam, you need to take another exam, which is English assessment as well. And then you will take the interview. And if you get the admission offer, you will 3 years, you will be in 3 years program in that school and then graduate. University of Manitoba, they have pre-entry exam, which is a very hard bench exam. It is exactly same as a skills exam, exactly the same. Criteria, projects, everything is exactly same as the skills exam, okay? And they have also 4, 5, 6 only. But the good thing about this university, if you pass the pre-entry exam and then ace the interview, which is a panel interview in University of Manitoba, is that they have 2 years program. So this is the shortest dental, these two, Manitoba and Saskatchewan, they have the shortest programs for internationally trained dentists, which is 2 years program, okay? So this is good. This is good about these two universities. University of Dalhousie, they care about your AFK. They have pre-entry exam. They didn't have it for 2020, 2021, and they just had the interview because of COVID. But this year, as long as I heard, I'm not sure, but I heard that they will go back to their pre-entry exam as well for this year, okay? And then you should take interview. There are 2 people who are taking your interview. You have 2 interviewers in the University of Dalhousie interview process. One of them is a very nice lady, Arab lady, Dr. Haddad, Dr. Surah Haddad. And the other one is one very kind Indian guy. Unfortunately, I cannot remember the name, but he is so nice. Okay, so both of them are so nice, but the process is very competitive. Okay, and if you get the admission offer, you still has to go through 3 years program in University of Dalhousie. Okay, and Saskatchewan, as I told you, AFK is important, pre-entry exam is important, and interview is also important. For Saskatchewan, they also accept only 5 to 6 people. Their pre-entry exam is hard or not? Not really same as Manitoba, but still, because it's a competition, you need to be perfect, same as the PLA for Western. And then if you can get the admission offer, that I am honored to tell you that one of my students recently got the admission from University of Saskatchewan, then you will have 2 years program here to pass and then get your DDS from University of Saskatchewan. Okay, so these are the general informations, okay, about all the dental schools that internationally trained dentists can apply. We have 2 more dental schools in Canada, University of Montreal and also UBC, okay, University of British Columbia. These 2, They have the dental school as well, but they don't accept internationally trained dentists. So they don't have international trained dentist program. That's why these 6 are only universities that you can apply in Canada as internationally trained dentists, okay? How many people all in all each year will be accepted? 24 people in University of Toronto, 20 people in University of Western Ontario, 3 people in McGill University, 20 people in University of Alberta, 4 to 5 people in University of Manitoba, 4 to 5 people in University of Dalhousie, and again 5 to 6 people in University of Saskatchewan. So all in all, you can see it's even less than 90 people, okay, in all across the country. So, and it shows that how competitive are these programs, okay? And you should be perfect and you should be master in anywhere that you want to apply, okay? And how to maximize your chance, okay? Actually, it's not very hard, okay? You should be just dedicated on what you want to do. You should just want it, okay? If you want it, you can make it. But how? You need to build a good resume, okay? How you can build up your resume? With higher score in AFK and ADAT. And I would say this is super important. Although for University of Western Ontario and Manitoba, they say that a score is not important. Again, I would say that if I am there in admission office and I'm seeing a result from PLA exam and interview from those 2 candidates that they are very similar in the PLA and in the interview, of course, I will accept the person who has the higher score in AFK or ADAT, okay? So, of course, the higher you can get in AFK or ADAT, the better your chances to get into one of these schools, okay? Another thing is about Canadian experience. What Canadian experience means? Canadian experience means that if you had any volunteering jobs in Canadian dentistry system, like what? Like if you had the experience of doing the dental assistant in dental offices in Canada, or if you shadowed any Canadian dentist, okay, inside the Canada, or if you did any volunteering works in medical system or dental system of the Canada, I would say this is a bonus for you, okay? This can make a huge difference for you during your application process and admission process. And the next one is publication. Does publication very important? If you don't have publication, it means that you cannot get into a school? No, it's not like that. To be honest, it is good for you if you have publication, but they don't care that much, okay? At least in Canada. In the States, in America, I know that they care about publication, not that much, but a little bit. In Canada, not really. The only university which may look into it is McGill University, okay? After that, about the bench exams, okay? Bench exams are very important. Those universities who has pre-entry exams or who has the bench exams, like Western Ontario, like Alberta, like Dalhousie, like Saskatchewan, like Manitoba, they are very strict. It is very important for them about the score of the candidates in bench exams, okay? Because this exam is the exam that they are performing, okay? They are conducting. So what is the way to ace these bench exams, okay? For acing bench exams, guys, you need to, if you want to boost your chance, you need to take courses for them, okay? Without courses, there is a very less opportunity for you to ace the exam. And the reason is that there are very small details for each of those exams, which are important. And you should know about it before going to the exam. You have to practice a lot. When I myself, when I wanted to take the bench exam for PLA at Western University, Schulich Dentistry, I was practicing and I was preparing for it almost 8 to 9 hours a day, okay? because this exam is the exam that you should be perfect. There is no room for you to make mistake. Okay, that's why you need to take the courses. You need to be dedicated. You need to get the information from people who were taking the exams, and then put everything, incorporate everything together, and then go for the exam, and you can ace it. After that, the interviews. We have 3 different interviews for universities in United States and also in Canada. MMI interview, MPI interview, and panel interview. What is the MMI interview? MMI, or multiple mini interview, is the interview that you have something between 7 to 12 stations. Okay, each station you will have one scenario, and there is an actor or actress who is role playing with you. Okay, and then you have to answer the questions with playing the role with that actor. Okay, so it's hard. That's one of the reasons that interview for McGill University is hard, because it is the exact MMI interview. Okay, what is the MPI interview? MPI is multiple personal interviews. What does it mean? It is same as the MMI interview, but only 2 or 3 people, okay, will ask you these situations. Okay, so it's not like MMI that each station you have different interviewers or different evaluators. Okay, there are only 3 evaluators in MPI, and they ask you the situations and you should answer them. What would you do in any of those situations? And panel interviews is that a panel interview which consists of between 2 to 4 people from admission office or from the school who interview you and ask you the question, and you should answer. Now we will go quickly through the universities. Again, University of Toronto Faculty of Dentistry. This is my photo in a white coat party. I really wish all of you to get into that ceremony. It's a great ceremony, Canadian ceremony, white coat parties for the dental schools. And University of Toronto has 2.5-year program, as I told you. You need to take ADAT, and this ADAT is accepted from the past 3 years, okay? There is no practical exam. Minimum GPA for them is 3 out of 4, but I told you 3.5 and above are competitive GPAs, okay? Then you have MPI interview, which is modified MMI interview, and then they will give you, after the completion of the program, the DDS degree. University of Western Ontario, okay, or Schulich Dentistry, 3 years program. AFK from past 5 years, okay, is accepted. Then you will be invited for PLA course at the Schulich Dentistry and PLA exam, okay. Then after taking the exam, you need to pass the panel interview, and then you will get into 3 years program, and they will give you the DDS after completion of that. A question that most of the people ask me: is the PLA course at Schulich University is enough for passing the PLA exam? No, it's only 3 days course. It's a 3 days course, that's all. They just make you familiar with the exam, okay? So you cannot get anything about that. You can just ask them if any question you have, or show them your work and get the feedbacks from them, okay? Is PLA exam mandatory for being in the admission process of the University of Western Ontario? Yes. If you don't, and this is the money-making machine, I know that, but what we can do, we have to take it. If you want to participate in this exam, in this school admission process, you need to take the PLA course and then PLA exam, okay? University of Manitoba, 2 years, which is the advantage of the University of Manitoba. AFK from past 2 years, practical exam, which is exactly same as a skills style, okay? And then they have panel interview. And then they will give you the DDS degree if you pass these interviews and exam and participate in the program, okay? University of Alberta. It's a 3 years program. They accept AFK. They love AFK scores which are higher than 85, okay? Pre-entry exam, they have it. And their interview is the mixture, the combination of MMI and panel interview, okay? And then their degree is DDS degree. What is significant about University of Alberta? University of Alberta is one of the most advanced dental schools, okay, in terms of dental technology in Canada and North America, also in the United States, okay? So it's a very good university, actually. University of McGill, or McGill University, 2.5 years program. ADAT, they accept ADAT. There is no practical exam for them. And they have interview or true MMI, which is true MMI, okay? And then their degree is DMD, okay? What is the difference between DMD and DDS? Nothing. Exactly nothing. DDS degree and DMD degree, both of them are general dentists, okay? So no difference. Just the name of the degree is different. University of Saskatchewan, 2 years program, AFK for past 3 years. Practical exam, they have a very comprehensive practical exam, but it's not as strict as University of Manitoba. But if you pass it, okay, you have a good chance to get it. The thing about University of Saskatchewan is that they give priority to people who are from the Saskatchewan. So residents of Saskatchewan, residents of the province, they have higher chances to get into this school, okay? And the degree is DMD again. And then finally, the University of Dalhousie. University of Dalhousie has the 3 years program, okay? They accept AFK. And they have practical exam. I told you for the 2020 and 2021 period, they didn't have the practical exam. And the reason is that it was the COVID. And now I think they are going back to the practical exam. Then they have panel interview. As I told you, 2 interviewers are the Dr. Haddad and another Indian gentleman. And then a DDS degree is what you can get out of these 3 years program. Okay, before going to the rest of the information, okay, I forgot to tell you the benefits and the downsides of the university pathway, okay? The benefit of university pathway is that if you get the Canadian DDS, okay, you can work all around the world as dentist. So you are recognized. After that, you are recognized as general dentist all around the world. If you want to then go to the United States, you are recognized. If you want to go to the American Latina, you can go. If you want to go to the Europe, you are recognized. If you want to go to the Australia, you are recognized. If you want to go to the Middle Eastern countries like Dubai or Kuwait or Saudi Arabia, you are not only you are recognized, they give you a highest priority. If you go to one of those countries with Canadian degree, you can earn so much money, okay? It's uncomparable. If you go with, I don't know, Iranian degree or Indian degree, it's completely different, okay? For Iranian degree, I know that they don't recognize us. They don't recognize Iranian degree. At least Emirates and Dubai, they don't recognize it. So you need to take exams and those things, same as here in Canada. But if you go with Canadian degree, you can directly go to the practice without taking any exam, and they will give you so much money, okay? So there is a huge difference. If you get the license only, so if you go through the equivalency process and get the license only, you are just recognized in Canada. Okay, so if something happened in your life and again you want to immigrate for the second time to any other countries, after getting the license in Canada, again, if you go to any other country, you need to go through the same process and again, equivalency process. So you are not recognized after getting the license here in Canada in any other countries if you just pass the equivalency process. This is the difference, the huge difference between the equivalency process and the university qualifying programs. Okay, but does it make any huge difference in work opportunities inside the Canada if you want to stay in Canada? Not very huge, but still offices, when they see the resumes, if they have two resumes, one of them is Canadian degree, one of them is equivalency process, they will choose this if they have to choose between these two. Okay, but the good thing is that work opportunity is very high here in Canada, and normally direct licensing dentists, they are not facing that much difficulty in finding the job. Okay, but of course it's easier for Canadian degrees. So these two are the differences that are important, at least for me. The other difference is that if you are planning to go for a specialty programs, okay, and you want to go to any of those graduates, orthodontics, periodontics, prosthodontics, okay, endodontics, any of those, oral and maxillofacial surgery, okay, if you want to go to those programs, you have very, I'm saying very little chance with direct license, okay? I would say something almost zero, okay? There are some exceptions, okay, that we had from internationally trained dentists who got the license and they got into the programs, graduate programs, but only maybe 4 or 5 people for the past 5-6 years, okay? So, but if you are Canadian graduate, especially UFT graduate or UBC graduate, which we don't have the chance to get into that, you can easily get into graduate programs, easily, okay? So if you want to make it possible for yourself to easily get into graduate programs and specialty programs, it's a smart way to go to qualifying programs, okay, before that. So these are the advantages that university pathway has. But there is also 2 disadvantages. First, it may take a little bit longer than equivalency process, okay? I was okay with that. I didn't have any problem with that because I know it worth it, okay? That's why I had no problem with taking a little bit longer, but that's not even a lot, maybe 1 year or 1.5 years more than equivalency process. But the degree that you'll get is worth it enough, okay? Secondly, it is costly, okay? It is expensive. For the universities in Canada, if you want to go, at least you have to pay something around $40,000 a year, okay? $40,000 a year at least, okay? So all in all, with all the expenses, okay, you have to pay at least something around $100,000 to $125,000, okay? And that is the at least, okay, which is for McGill University. What is the highest is for Alberta University. $300,000 is just the tuition fee for that 3-year program. Okay, but the good thing is that you don't have to pay it from your pocket. Okay, banks in Canada, different banks, Scotia banks, CIBC, RBC, all of them, TD, all of them will give you professional a student line of credit, okay, that you can easily pay your tuition and expenses, all the expenses that you have during your study time. Okay, so you don't have any problem with that. And after that, after graduation, when you start to work as dentist, on a monthly payment, you will pay them back, okay, which is not a lot, maybe $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month, okay, is the average payment. Sometimes more, sometimes less, but the average is between $1,000 to $1,500 a month, which is nothing for you as a dentist. Okay, you can earn it in 1 or 2 hours. Okay, so it worth it. At the end of the day, in my opinion, time, which is a little bit longer, and the cost is not important in this process because you can easily compensate it with multiple times more after the graduation. Okay, now what we have for you in Confidentist to make it easier for you to get into Canadian dental schools. We have very comprehensive AFK and ADAT courses, okay? I myself took my AFK course and ACJ course with Confidentist when I was in your situation, and I really enjoyed it. I really got the knowledge from these courses, and I do recommend it for you, okay, to take these courses with Confidentist. You can get the highest possible mark with these courses, okay? If you already got the AFK or ADAT, okay, we have one-on-one, step-by-step application and admission process consultation, okay? For example, for some of them which has the more complicated application processes like University of Manitoba, they want some personal letters, okay? So it is important how to write that autobiographic sketch or personal letter. It is so important, okay? So, or it is so important to how to write the resume, okay? So we are here. If you need any help, we can help you with those things. Other thing is that we are having very comprehensive bench exam preparation courses for both Canadian and American dental schools, okay? We know all the details about the bench exams for each university, okay? So you can enjoy it. You can join these courses and easily ace your exam, okay? And get the interview and then pass it. And finally, we have interview preparation courses for all Canadian and American dental schools, which is including the MMI, MPI, and panel interviews, all of them. We cover all of these TIA styles in our interview preparation courses. And the interview preparation courses instructors, all of them are top students from Canadian dental schools, okay? All of them. Or all of them are Canadian degree DDS. So you can make sure that all you are hearing in those courses are from people who you can trust, okay? So now with reaching to this point, my lecture, my presentation is done. I really hope you guys, these are some photos from my experience in Canadian dentistry. This is our white coat ceremony in UFD. This is me, this is Dr. Daniel Haas, which is the god of dentistry in Canada. This is our class in UFD, and these are some of my friends in Schulich Dentistry when I was part of the ITD program in Schulich Dentistry. So now I'm okay to answer any of your questions if you have for university preparation courses, for university pathways. If you have any question, either send it to the chat box or unmute yourself and ask it.
Hi, Doctor. It was very information sessions, I must say, and I am really thrilled by your experience and also your positions now in Canadian dentistry. So I just have like one question.
Doctor, I have a question for you. I don't know who I'm talking to.
I'm Farhan.
Doctor?
I'm Farhan.
Dr. Farhan, can you please raise your hand, then I can see you. Oh, your camera is off. Yeah.
Off, yeah.
Oh,
But
okay,
yeah,
okay, that's okay.
I can turn it on. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, because I want to have the most interactive session,
Yeah.
then you can get the most of it.
Yeah. So my question is, I know you have prepared, like you have given AFK and the ADAT too. So are there any similarities between these two exams? Because I know, as the AFK, we need to take preparations. Sorry about that. We need to have preparations for like 5-6 months, maybe like the course in the Confidentist offers. I think is 5 months long, if I am not wrong. So, and for ADAT, I think that is might be also like 3-4 months too. So are there any similarities between those two exams?
Actually, there are so many overlaps between the AFK and ADAT, okay? There is only one part in ADAT that you don't have it in AFK is the evidence-based dentistry part, okay? And some articles that you need to, evaluate, okay? So only this part is different between the ADAT and AFK. The other parts are kind of similar. So I would say, if you study hard for AFK for 6 months, 7 months, okay, then you can easily just study for 1 or 1.5 months for those parts that you have extra in ADAT, and then get a good mark in ADAT, okay? So this is if you want to know it, the smartest way for you, if you want to take it, is to start to study for AFK and plan your ADAT exam a month or 2 after the AFK exam. Okay, I've done the same when I wanted to take the US dental school, US exams. I took NDB part 1 and part 2. So I did the same. For part 2, I took the part 2 3 weeks after my AFK, and I passed both of them. I also got admission from University of Boston and also University of Washington in the States. So I assume, I don't know what was my score in part 1 and part 2, but I assume because I got it in my first attempt in these 2 dental schools, so I think it was a good score. So the best way for you is to prepare for AFK, then take the ADAT a month or 2 after the AFK. This is my recommendation.
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. So there is a doctor that I don't know what's the name, but the name here is Galaxy Note 8, and the hand is red. I'm all
yes,
yours.
Doctor. Thank you for your explanations. I just had a question. I'm a fresh graduate of DDS from Iran University. The point is that I have a question for you is that my GPA is 3.3 out of 4.
How do you know? How do you know that, doctor?
Because I just freshly graduated and I have my scores got translated them recently.
So you calculated yourself?
Yes, I did it myself.
So no, that's not the correct calculation. So if you're asking for UFT has their own, so has its own way of calculating the GPA. So what does it mean? It means that when you send your transcriptions and your scores, they give you the opportunity, okay, to eliminate your bad scores. So they will eliminate some of your bad scores, okay, but only from 1 academic year, okay? Then your GPA is normally, when they calculate it in UFT, normally is more than what you calculated.
That's good. Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah.
My concern is that I'm aiming for Toronto University, and my parents will be living there for next 2 years. I just want to know if I don't meet the standards for Toronto University, is there still chance to get admission, or just it's very hard and I should invest my time in?
I actually didn't get your question properly. If what happened?
I just presume that my GPA won't meet the Toronto University's standard. I just believe that my GPA will still be under 3.5, I just want to know that is there still chance to get admissions with GPA less than 3.5 or no?
Doctor, yes, that's what I told you is the experience that we have. Okay, what is in the website is minimum 3 out of 4. So as long as you have 3 out of 4, you are eligible to apply. Okay, and it's very different in different years because it's, you know, because different years there are different people who are applying with different GPAs. Okay, so you never know, maybe your GPA is among the top 55 people that they want to apply for they want to invite for the interview. Okay, so you never know. Anyways, you have to take your chance and apply.
So do you believe that there is a chance for GPAs between 3 and 3.5 to get?
Yes, there is a chance, but I told you 3.5 and above are more competitive, but absolutely there is chance for that.
Thank you so much, doctor.
You are very welcome. Okay, any other question?
Hi, yeah, I also have another.
Who's talking?
Farhan.
Oh, okay, Dr. Powell, let's go.
So you know, in your slides, you say that we need to have like Canadian experience, right, related to the dentistry. But what I figured out,
you don't need to for sure, doctor. It makes a good impression on them in your application.
Yeah, so my question is, like, you know, since I've been here in Canada, I've been trying for many dental assisting job, this and that, but everywhere they're looking for like HARP certificate or like, you know, like dental assistant certificate from here. So obviously what I figure out is that we can't, I think we can't work as a dental assistant here without
doctor, actually there are so many offices that they accept internationally trained dentists as you know, as dental assistant without any, because you're already dentist, so you know what to do, and they should be honored to have you as dental assistant. Okay, so I know, and I know a lot of people who had this same experience. I didn't have this experience. I just shadowed some dentists, but a lot of my batchmates, they had the same experience and they didn't have any degree. So I think you should look into the offices that they don't care about this. I know, because especially now, because we are in the shortage of the dental assistant positions. Okay, we don't have that much dental assistant now. Okay, you can easily get it.
I don't know, I think I have been applied for like 50-60 places like already, but all of them are like looking for HARP certification, because I think without HARP certification, dental assistants are not
Did they give you any job interview or not?
Sorry?
Did they give you any job interview or not?
Yeah, I already have like 5-6 job interviews. All of them, you know, look like the interview went well, everything was fine. Then suddenly they said that you don't have like HARP certificate, so we need some assistant who can take X-rays. So that's when my opportunities were shut down, and I don't get any like dental assistant opportunities.
Okay, can you send me an email? Then I will look into it. I will you know, follow up with some of my friends that I know they are looking for dental assistant.
Yeah, sure.
That if you can, yeah. So I will send my email into the chat box. Okay, and you can send me the email and also with your resume.
Yeah. Just to
mention,
mention,
if you couldn't get it, okay, if you couldn't get it, at least do shadowing. Okay, at least do shadowing. This can help you a lot.
Yeah, but you know, we to be honest, we also need money to, you know,
I know,
meet our certain expenses, and I found shadowing might not, like, you know, they want it as a volunteering, right? So they don't pay anything most of the share. Like I got one shadowing opportunities, but for 2 weeks only, but I couldn't join there because you know, he was not ready to pay, like that was like as a volunteer. So obviously I couldn't join there because I need money to pay expenses and all.
I know. Don't worry, just send it to me. But for your application, both of them will work. But for the for your for your expenses for the life now, of course, you need to work, and just send me your resume. I will look into it.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And again, the Galaxy Note 8. Do you have any other question, Doctor? No? Okay. I have some
Doctor.
questions.
Yeah, Doctor, I have some questions for you.
Okay. Go ahead.
So good afternoon, first of all, my name is Janak Harish Kumar.
Nice to meet you, Doctor.
Yeah, I'm an international dentist and have been here in Canada since 2019. First of all, congratulations on receiving offers from both UFT and Sholich.
Thank you so much.
Achievement, not many people get that honor.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm sure it's very thrilling to be studying at the most prestigious university in Canada. So thank you so much also for this lecture. This has been quite insightful, and I was actually searching for this kind of content wherein, it's to the point and crystal clear of this otherwise very.
It's my pleasure. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
You can get all, everything you want from this.
Yes.
At least for the beginning.
Definitely, I did. A little about me. So I've already taken my AFK. I gave my AFK in Feb 2022. That is the new model of AFK.
Mm-hmm.
Put an 86 in that.
Mm-hmm.
Already given my ADAT. And I scored a 700.
700?
Yeah, 700.
Okay. Did you apply for UFT or not?
Yes, I have applied to UFT.
You will get the offer. You will get the invite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My questions are oriented towards UFT because even that's also my dream school, and I have been following your videos for some time now through the Confidentist portals.
That's good, Doctor. I would be so happy to see you next year at UFT.
Hopefully, Doctor.
Yeah.
So my questions, I have 5 of them. First, because UFT is my dream school, I would request you if you could give me a little more info on the MPI interviews there.
Mm-hmm.
Second question is, I know UFT has started accepting ADAT scores only this year, but do you have any internal idea of what will be the cutoff score for acceptance?
Okay, that's what I really don't know.
Okay.
Because this is the first year. Okay.
Yes.
I really tried to figure it out. Okay. Yeah. But the problem is that now a school is closed. Okay.
Yes.
And no one is there. So I really tried to figure if it was okay, if it was open, okay, I would have get it for sure. Okay. But now it's a little bit hard. But for you, because I know people who are applying, they are between 550 to 620. So your score is very high. So I have actually no doubt that you will get the invite for the interview. Okay. How is your GPA?
I haven't. So I have evaluated only through ECE.
What is that?
ECE is 3.89.
So you don't have any problem, and I assume that you didn't have any failed courses as well.
Nope, no
okay. You will definitely get the invite, Doctor. Definitely, I would guarantee you that you will get the invite for the interview. And after, so when you have to get it, so something between the September 20 to end of September. Okay, so in the last 10 days of the September, you will get the email from Samantha. Samantha is the registrar, okay? And they will invite you for the interview. And the interview will be conducted in October, okay? For the past 2 years, it was October 24th.
21st,
okay, 24th. But it would be something late October anyways, okay? And you will get the result very shortly after the interview in a week or 10 days. I got the result in November 5th, I think. I was already in Schulich dentistry. When I got I got invited for the UFT, I was starting, I was in Schulich dentistry. So when I got the offer, I just took I got the interview, I just took the interview. And when I got the offer in November 5th, I withdrew from the ITD program at Schulich, and I came to the UFT, okay? So what you would do, you will get the result by November 4 or 5th, okay, something like that. And you have to start the program in January 4 or 5th, okay? So you have something like 2 months to apply for the professional line of credits, and after that to enjoy the life before getting to UFT. Because after getting to UFT, doctor, I will tell you that it is very good. It's the best feeling in the world to be in the top, one of the top 20 dental schools in the world, but it's very hard. I'm telling you, it's so hard. Okay, you already know it. You have to study every day. You have to study every day. Every day you have exam. If you get into UFT this year, you are not going to lab 4. So they changed it to the clinic 2 because they are doing the renovation in lab 4. Okay. So good for you, because lab 4 was not very good. Now it's going to be a very good lab after the renovation. But you will go to the clinic 2 in 2nd floor. Anyways, so for that MPI interview in October, you will have, normally in UFT, you have, for international trained dentists, you have 2 interviewers, okay? And they will ask you either 2 situational questions or 1 situational question plus 5-6 general questions. What is general question? Like why you decided to become a dentist? Okay, this is a general question. Situational question is that, okay, you are doing the RCT in the process, in your office, okay, and something happened for your assistant, okay, and it can be a different situation. How do you handle this situation? This is the MMI style questions, okay, and this is very, very, very similar with what people have now in situational judgment exam in NDECC, okay. So this would be your, it's hardly my interview. I can say my interview was, I think 12 minutes, 13 minutes, something like
less.
that. Yeah. So hardly, it would be hardly even 20 minutes.
Okay. I was worried that it would be almost like a half an hour to an hour long, wherein they go
no, resume. And yours would be in person, okay? Yeah. Yours would be in person. So hopefully I will see you in the day of the interview, because I sent the email that I got, I volunteered to be one of the people who is doing the interview. Either I'm gonna be interviewer or I'm gonna be one of the people who who invite you to the interview rooms.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I will see you that day.
Will be great. Yeah. I have a few more questions. Sure. Yeah, you mentioned about the banks giving line of credits. I understand, say for example, for UFT, the tuition cost alone goes around $150,000 for the entire course.
Yeah.
Do they also provide, so the banks also provide line of credit for, the other expenses like the living expenses?
Yeah, they will give you $350,000. Yeah.
Okay. Next up, you already answered this, the next question of mine, wherein I wanted to ask about, because I done only a ECA evaluation of my GPA, and I don't know how UFT evaluates.
UFT evaluates in different way. No one knows. Yeah, actually, but the tip that I can give you is that normally it's gonna be higher than your GPA in VES or EC.
EC, okay, yeah. Perfect. And I also wanted to build my profile. I already I am a Master of Public Health from Western University. I did from Schulich. And I work in public health. I have volunteering experiences in public.
That's also good.
Yeah, but I also have publications, but I want to get some experience in dental shadowing. I tried contacting dentists during the height of COVID, but people generally were reluctant because of the situations.
So why you need it now, doctor? Why you want to do it now?
I don't know, like
You don't need it now. In my opinion, if you ask me, your application is strong enough. You don't need it.
Okay.
If you ask me.
Then it's kind of relieving, because I was a bit worried that I do not have a dental oriented experience. I have more of a public health oriented experience.
That's okay. That's okay. As long as it's in healthcare system, that's okay.
Okay. So do you you think it is important to take external courses for interviews, right? Like,
of course, doctor. That's what I wanted to tell you, that now your application is good. So in my opinion, all you need is a good interview skills. Okay. And the way that you're talking, show me that you have the good potential for this. Okay. So all you need is that interview. Please prepare good. I'm not saying you have to take a lot of time for it, okay? But you have to do the right thing for your interview, okay? Because even though your application is so strong, okay, if you don't do a good job in your interview session, you will not make it.
Yeah, so I'm right now, having my fingers crossed that I start preparing for it. I'm already looking into the situational judgment questions, but yeah.
Don't worry. Just try to let the time goes and get the offer. When you get the offer, then talk to me again.
Okay. So once I receive the invite and then I talk.
Then talk to me.
I'll email you at that.
And by that time, I have more information, because we will start the clinic again in August 28th. Okay. So by that time, I have more information for sure.
Perfect. Then I will either directly email you or
we can directly email you. That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have
a good one. Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So another questions in the chat box is, okay, first of all, thanks for your presentation. What should we study for ADAT exam? RAFT materials enough? I think I already answered this question. There is a Farsi message which one of the doctors asked me, Dr. Farnaz asked me, that for the for initiation of the admission process, should we have the PR? Yes, doctor, you have to have PR. PR is one of the requirements that you have to send it with your application. Dr. Milani, I have heard that we can directly apply for specialty programs without being licensed. Is that true? Dr. Milani, I said during this session that yes, you can. There is no rule for it that you cannot apply, but you can just apply. Okay. The result for that people who doesn't have the license, or especially for people who doesn't have the Canadian DDS, is not very brilliant. The result, unfortunately, it's not very brilliant. Okay. So what is the GPA? GPA is your average score for your dental degree. If you're, I can see that Dr. Negin sent it, GPA is muaddel. Okay. Dr. Salehi, do you have any information for a specialist graduated from Iranian University who wants to enter the specialty course in Canada? Yeah, doctor, you can. This is very actually hard, because there are only 2-3 universities that they accept a specialist in the, in a specialty graduate, in international specialist graduates. Okay. It's only UBC, I think, and UFD, and one or two other of them, but each of them only accept one person each year. Okay. And based on my experience, I'm not saying this is the requirement, but based on my experience, only people who has already the license, even if it's a direct license, okay? Only those people could get into these programs, okay? I know 1 or 2 people without license, they could get it, okay? But only 1 or 2 people. Most of them, they already had the license, okay? So it's a very hard, competitive, and long way, which I recommend you to do it, okay? But as a plan B. So your plan A should be going to other ways, like qualifying programs or or direct licensing, whatever. So this, please make it as your plan B, because there is a very less chance to make it, okay? It's not that you're not qualified. The seats are limited and the competition is high, okay? So that's the reason. Dr. M. Thanks for informative session, Dr. Sina. You're very welcome. Do you have the same informative webinar for the students who don't have the international dentistry background, but they want to get admission from step 1? Assume that they are Canadian with engineering background. So for those kind of people who doesn't have the background of international dentistry, one of my friends in UFD is doing the same thing, having the same information for those kind of people. Unfortunately, I don't have, because I didn't go through that process. So I'm not the best one for you to ask the questions. But if you reach me, I can introduce you to that person. Okay? Is there any other question for you guys? Or that's all? Okay, I assume that you already got your answers, and now I would like you guys to wish you the best weekend ever. I got another question. Okay, no, thanks a lot. Okay, thank you, Dr. Shabnam, Dr. Milani. I had the pleasure to be with you in AFK course as well. So, and I'll see you tomorrow as well in the session. So thank you guys for joining us. I really wish you the best of luck, best of life in Canada. If you need anything from us, please reach us or send me the email, or reach the Confidentist desk, and they will send your questions to me. Thank you so much, and have a good one.